Welcome to me. I'm just kidding. Welcome to the retreat.
Okay. I just realized
Okay.
that I was supposed to find a very clever way
Okay.
to get you to introduce yourself.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But I'm not sure how best to do it. Because the philosopher in me, when I was working here, realized there's a number of ways to introduce oneself.
Yeah.
As what you do, as who you want people to know you as where you're from, people that there's all these different identities that we assume, in different circles. So yeah, basically, how do you like to introduce yourself?
All right. I usually go by my name because I feel that that's extremely relevant. People need to know who they're talking to.
I think
Yes.
that's true.
Yeah. So anyway, my name is Camilla Banda,
Right.
and I am a communicator by education, profession. Should I say that? Yes,
That's
I've
interesting.
worked 8 years in many different communications capacities, and I believe my purpose is to help people fall in love with themselves and positively impact their spheres of influence. Right now, the expression of that has turned into, or rather, since 2016, the expression of that has been I have run an organization called the Lions League, and what we do is we help leaders with personal development training so that they're able to better impact their spheres of influence. And most recently, that has led me to politics. Right now, I'm serving in the Party of National Unity and Progress, PNUP. I feel like everybody knows our president at this point. That's President Jaime Hamdudu. Yes, so I'm working as the media director of the Party of National Unity and Progress, and I was also elected by the party as the National Youth Chair Lady. This means that I'm in charge of youth activities and also advocacy for the things which the party cares about with regards to the youth. So that's how So that's Camilla. That's
Yeah,
Camilla.
it's
Aside from that, I'm also an artist, and
Right.
I'm an artist, and by this I mean performance arts. I sing, I don't dance. Let's just say I sing. So
I kind
I
of feel
sing
like
and I rap, but that's really on the minor scale of This is Camilla. This is what she does, and yeah, I'm also a lover of great conversation. So
Nice.
thank you so much for having me here.
wow, I'm already blown away. I'm just like, yo, I need a CV that's strong enough to just maybe contend with this because
No, absolutely not. I look at you and I feel, sort of not threatened, but I am inspired. I'm awe-filled when I think of what you do, and it's simply because of how great you do it. I'm sort of like a jack of all trades and master of none, I feel, because even my work in the media has been so touch here, touch there, that there's no place in the media that I can say that, oh, I'm extremely excellent about that. Well, apart from, I could say that the one area I'm good at is probably speaking, and so I'm good on TV and I'm good on radio, but that has always been such a natural, it's just a natural thing to me. It's not a skill I developed. It's something
Right.
I've always had. So because I didn't work for it, I sort of feel
oh,
I admire your skills
I kind of
because
get
those
it.
are things
I
that
know.
you've worked towards and perfected and are extremely proficient at, and that's why I admire people who I would say are masters of their trade.
Wow. I don't know about mastery though. Like there's so many times when I feel like I've nailed it. Like I know, like I got this. I got this. You know? And then you just turn a corner and you realize, there's something else to know. You know, there's something else to learn.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. So I don't like. I feel like the more I learn is the more I realize there's a lot more to learn. And the more I learn, the more I learn is the more I realize I don't really know much. You know, like I feel like the pursuit of knowledge really humbles you.
It really does. It really does. And I'm so grateful for this humbling, because there's been times when I would think like, oh, I'm extremely proficient at this, and stop working towards it. And I close my eyes for 2 years, and when I wake up, everything that I know is completely irrelevant to the world. So, like I said, the process of knowledge is always, the process of, acquiring knowledge is ongoing, and I'm glad, because it keeps us humble. It keeps us from thinking or feeling that we have arrived when in fact we have not.
I like two of the words you used. Actually, three. The first is communicator. And the reason is, I fear that one of the biggest challenges we face with regards to our connections, our relationships, whether business or romantic or family or whatever sort, is poor communication skills, or lack in a lot of cases there.
100%.
So the example I like to give is, if you know how to speak Nyanja, for example, or you're just learning how to speak Nyanja, and you know how to say walk, which is kuyenda, right? So basically, I saw
I'm
somebody
sorry,
walking.
can I wear my shades? Because
sure,
the light is assaulting my eyes. And yes, and the thing about communication is that it's always much better if we can face one another and you can see my facial expressions, and how the eyes are the windows to the soul.
Yes.
So I really have to apologize, but I keep on blinking so hard.
I understand.
Just a little uncomfortable. So please pardon me.
No, it's okay.
Thank you.
You actually look very classy with it. So.
I do? Okay, that's great. That's great. I feel like these are more casual.
Right.
It's a very casual frame. Yes.
Actually, it's a nice casual look altogether.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so I feel like if you know how to say walk, you can easily communicate. Oh, I saw somebody walking. No.
Yes.
But if you see somebody walking and then somebody else came running after that one, and you don't know the word for running, it'll be difficult. So you'll be like, and then watch it. So there's that struggle to convey the meaning of whatever you're trying to get across.
Yes.
And that's because you don't have enough words, or you don't know the right words to use in order to get that message across. And I feel like that's what happens in a lot of cases. People don't just understand it, because in the event of feeling something, most times we're not able to articulate our feelings. We can't clearly say, I feel this way because of this, and because of that, we end up just using any jerry-rigged way to get our feelings out there, and they usually just come out as anger or as
the most basic things, happiness, sadness, anger, gladness. So, and if you're only operating within those 4 words, it's the intricacies, nobody gets to see you. Nobody
gets to understand fully, and so I like that you're a communicator. I think we need a whole lot of communicators, because that's one of the skills that I personally think are crucial to leadership.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You can't lead if you can't communicate.
And I was musing over this thought the other day. You know how we can't drive a vehicle without being trained, without properly learning how the machine works and how to efficiently run it, and all that stuff. And then we even get certified as a driver.
Yeah.
So we understand that you need to learn these skills in order to run this machine. But there's a number of machines, that we don't seem to understand that we need to learn the skills necessary to run those machines, like leadership. There are certain skills that you need to learn in order to
be effective in your leadership. 100%. I can give you 1,000,001 testimonies of how I won't say fail, because I realized that you either win or you learn. But there's been so many lessons that I've learned about leadership and how to be effective in that leadership. And I have so many testimonies. Communication is definitely important. But I could go through all of them, but I feel like there's so much content and context for this conversation moving forward. But I can give you a million examples of myself in leadership in which the results were absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible because of a skill that I lacked. And these are things which I hope I can, relay to other young people, just so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. The one thing that I wish I had was, well, first of all, ears that work.
That's a good one.
Yes, I wish I had ears that work.
It's a bit...
simply because I would be able to listen, and I would have avoided a lot of the pitfalls that I fell into in my journey of leadership. And also, I wished I understood leadership in and of itself. It's simply because nobody ever gave me a definition of leadership. And so I had found myself in a million situations in which I had no idea that I was a leader. And thus, I could not be effective in the role simply because I had no idea what I was doing. Neither did I understand the responsibilities that came with the place that I was in.
Right.
So, I feel like leadership is such a great conversation to have, and everybody should be having it. And I also feel like we need to look at who we call a leader and where they lead, and how it has nothing to do with age. Because I feel like African context and everything, respect is given to only people that are adults.
Right.
However, I have seen a million leaders, and sometimes they don't even know what they're doing, but they're doing it, and some of them do not even understand the responsibility, but they're doing it. Some are doing it well by accident, and others understand what they're doing and lack the skill.